the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, good Tuesday evening, everybody. Back to action. Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network. Short Track Showdown Series kicking off things tonight. The AMP Grading and Demolition season opener at South Boston. A little different format for this group as they come back to life for the fall and winter of 2023. Round number 1. Tricky little short track here. And we've got about 20 drivers ready to do battle here tonight. I've already seen a few people in the chat. Guys, say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, make sure you shout them out. If I sound a little strange to those who are regulars here, I am coming back from, I'm not sure if it was just a cold, if it was the flu, if it was that crazy COVID crap. But I have been down for about 3 days, and I am just getting back to feeling humid today. And humid for me is everything but my sinuses cleared out. So if I sound a little clogged up, it's because I am. I saw Bill say hi a little while ago in the chat. He is ready to go. I know who he's cheering for. The Victory Vinnies. We got a bunch of new faces in here tonight. That 77 car right there. That is Sean McLaughlin. He'll be new in attendance. Cole Ecker, the 08 machine right here. I think Brad Lawson has run a race in one of the series. I'm not positive about that. That car not looking familiar, but that name very familiar to me. That's another one. Dale Garrett. 72 machine. You'll see the regulars. There's the 07 of West Whitfield. Nick Baker's in here. Austin DeMore in the 7 car. Marvin Turnmeyer in the 16. Andrew Perry. Alan Payne. All the old familiar guys. The 11. That's old Adam Vinny. The Victory Vinnies be around. Matt Eddy in the 88 car. I see Brandon Yates is here. Blake Stallings is 77. So a lot of the familiar faces. We got about a little over 10 minutes left until we kick things off. These guys got about 10 races scheduled for you. We're going to go weekly. Let's go ahead and get you squared away where you can see everybody out there. 60 laps for our feature tonight. We are going to go through this practice session. We are going to go to qualifying, and that is how the drivers are going to start their feature race tonight. 60 laps from South Boston. These races will go from 60 laps up to what I believe is about 125 laps for the season. They have worked out sponsorship for each race, and there's one driver I know is not in attendance, and I was reluctant to even bring it up, but your defending series champion is out. He has an injury that he had surgery for, and he is recuperating from that. And you know, and I hope he's watching. I hope Reed Rundle is paying attention. You know, Reed, there are a lot of things that we all know you do with one hand, and I think racing a car could have been one of them. I'm just going to put it out there. Just going to say it. Everybody's thinking it. I'm just big enough to say it. But we wish him a speedy recovery nonetheless. Not here tonight to defend his title, and so that'll start things off pretty rough for him. I know those guys are getting back in action next Sunday too, so the sister series to this series. So we'll see, Reed. I know Garrett Boyd is not in here either, and I'm pretty sure that he is running the Freedom 76 tonight, so he wasn't going to be in attendance for round number 1. That's another driver that I thought I saw Peter Brees's name. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I saw his name last night over at DSRL. Here's Marvin. Turnbar change sponsors. Went across the street, literally. Because I promise you, if you look from an O'Reilly's across the street one way or another, you're either going to find you an AutoZone or you're going to find you an Advanced Auto Parts. So Marvin just went trying to change his luck, got out of the green car. He's getting in the red one. So we'll see if that changes things up for him. Jay Powell's in here in the 18 car tonight. There's Jesse Thomas, that Eckrich number 10. There's the Victor Vinnies. There you go, boys. Out of the black car into the white car this time. Ted Carr, Greg Moore ran a couple of races at the end of the year last year, as I recall. That paint scheme pretty familiar to me. And I thought that was Alan Payne right there in the 45, and it is. Copperhead coatings. Nick Baker. If we get a chance, we'll try to chat with some of the drivers. Maybe between qualifying during the warm-up. I promise if I have to sneeze, I will do my level best to get the mic turned off before I do, but it has just been a constant battle to keep the sneezes in. Not much in the way of coughing, but a lot of sneezes. There's John Brunner in that 46 car. Surprised we're not seeing Randy in here as well. Barry Hines is in here tonight as well. I don't see Caleb Sanford. I know he's here. I just don't see him on the track. All the triple-digit cars, guys, we've got some shared numbers, so you're going to see a couple of 10 cars. At some point, I think a couple of 31 cars. Looks like a couple of 18s. We're getting down to driver's meeting time. Drivers clearing the track and doing it in the most violent way possible. So we'll let them do that, guys. We are going to do something that we haven't done in a little while. And we're going to go back and start things off the way every sporting event in America should be started, with our invocation and our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, big thank you to Sam and Johnny Foley. Drivers still wrapping up their driver's meeting. A couple more minutes, we'll have qualifying on the Speedway. Did not have a show last night. Low car count for DSRL, and they decided to forego having that streamed. Ended up being a pretty good race. First time they had been to Kern County, and it was pretty good. I know right now Zach Krieger is kicking it over with the Pretend Racing Online guys. Freedom 76 going on over there. Sure that you check that out for just a minute. Don't be gone long, though. You're going to miss something here, so don't be going too long. And come back and visit with us. Say hi to Zach real fast. Thursday night, got Cody Sports Mighty Midget Series back in action again. And then Sunday night, we'll start a full week with the Mars late model stock car series coming back to life. And DSRL right back here for the Short Track Showdown series, and once again over for Netcode. So 4 shows for you next week. Somebody update me on how the turnout was for that Freedom 76. I expect they had quite a few. They always seem to get a good car count for that. These guys, 20 drivers in here. This is a really good start to their season. Just waiting for our drivers meeting to end and the drivers to start getting to. You guys have got to stop messaging me, really. Start getting over 2. Oh, yeah, that's right. That did do that, didn't it? Well, we'll have to fix that later. Start getting ready to get over to their qualifying sessions. I think the last minute instructions, week 1 of a new season, that is always a time to make sure that everybody is fully informed on all the rules, all the regulations, the do's and don'ts, all the little things before they put them out on the track. And I am sure that that is what race control has done. We will wait for our drivers to start rolling out. We'll grab as many of them as we can. I see the 77 car. One of the first to hit the racing surface. Marvin Turnmeyer also out here in that 16 car as well. We'll see what Marvin times in at. Officially on the clock as of right now. It looks like all but about 7 or 8 of the guys have made their way to the racing surface. So McLaughlin, 15:51, and then Dale Garrett bumps everybody down, 15:33. Very impressive. Alan Payne, 15:34. He was almost on top of it. We'll go take a look at Nick Baker. That was Jay Powell timing in 3rd right now. It's still Garrett at the top. Turnmeyer up to 3rd. Baker, 3rd quick. Then Eddie bumps him down by a couple hundredths of a second. Barry Hines out here, the 57 machine. That Sundrop Soda sponsored entry. I see Greg Moore and Jesse Thomas both on track as well. Still Dale Garrett, a 72 car, showing the way. 1/100th of a second quicker than Alan Payne. Andrew Perry up to the 3rd spot. Time around. Barry Hines was 16th quick, slowest of all the timed in machines already. Blake Stallings has made his way to the track. We'll check him out as soon as Barry completes lap number 2. And Barry Hines, very little movement, moved up to 15th. So we'll watch the other 77 car, Blake Stallings. Stallings up to 4th quick, 15:37 officially. Wes Whitfield is up to 6th. 2nd lap. Quick time, 15:32. He bumps Garrett by 1/100th of a second. Caleb Sanford finally going to get to see the 31 machine on track. Last of the guys to qualify. First time around, 8th quick, 15:37, so about 6/100ths off. The laps happen quick here. And not quicker on lap number 2. In fact, slower by 3/100ths. So, Brandon Yates, the only car not to time in. 19 of our 20 have taken time. And Blake Stallings, your quick qualifier for the evening. So that'll set the tone for our 60-lap feature. These guys will have a little bit of warm-up. We'll try to talk to a driver or two. For the victory, Vinny's Adam Vinny, 16th on the speed chart. So possibly some last minute instructions before they advance. We wanted to take a look at that's not what we wanted to see. Yeah, these drivers have one quick repair for the evening, and they will have the set of tires on the car and one spare set down in the pits for tonight's 60-lap feature race. We are just waiting for the session to advance in our 60-lap feature to get underway. I think we're going to have a few minutes of warm-up before we do that. And we will, so let's see who we can get a hold of here. Andrew Perry, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. First race of the season. Not a horrible qualifying position for the 33 car. What do you expect out of this tight little bull ring and the car count that we've got here this evening?
I hope it's a nice, calm evening, but I'm not expecting it. But that's wishful thinking.
Well, we can hope for the best, right?
That's what I always start out doing.
Well, what do you think the track's going to do tonight? Is this going to become a one-lane fight for real estate kind of deal, or are we going to be able to see some guys maybe move around a little bit late in this thing and use that middle groove to do some passing?
Well, I actually have a real-life pole on this track, and I've had a bunch of second and third place finishes here. And I will tell you this, it gets on with the track conditions like they are, it's hot and slick, and you have to just find that sweet spot. If you miss a corner, it's bad.
Well, we know this track races, pretty tight, and there's always going to be a little bit of the pushing and shoving going on. Are you going to try to get up there and get into clean air quick, or are you going to bide your time because we do have 60 laps around this place?
I'm going to bide my time. I'm going to just see where it falls out. I just overheard Marvin saying I'm going to start P2, so I just want to get a good spot, just fall in where I fall in, and just ride. I mean, I'm not going to push the issue early on. I'm going to kind of, if somebody's really wanting the spot bad, I'll probably give it up, but just try to maintain. You always want to watch the gap behind the guy behind you so you can slip in. You don't want to lose several spots. You just, if you can only lose one, that's great, but it's, all that changes from lap to lap, though.
All right, man. Well, we'll wish you good luck. Minimize the damage as early as possible, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, Roger. We really appreciate you, man. Thank you, and hope to talk to you soon.
Andrew Perry. I got to find a good place to put Andrew, as I think some guys grabbed his channel while I had him relocated. I'm going to put him back with his teammates for now. I think as soon as I moved him, a couple of guys bailed into the channel. He may have to move himself. But anyway, good words from Andrew. You heard him say he was starting on the outside of that front row, so he's going to have a good spot to get things going. Guys putting a little extra rubber down on the track, and you can see right above, if we get down here where we get close, right above them grooves, you can see all them marbles that are starting to form up right there. And if you get up in those, there's just nothing up there. There's no grip. There's nothing but bad news when you get up out of that second line for sure. So round one tonight. 60 laps here from South Boston. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Guys, please don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. I don't care where you're watching from, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, Facebook, all of them. I can see the chats. If you're on YouTube and Twitch, make sure you hit subscribe. Same with Trovo over there. And if you're on Facebook, drop by the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page. Like, share, and follow. Every time we go live, you'll know where the action's at. Used to seeing old Nick Baker. Oh, there he is. He is in chat. I just missed him. Don't know why I missed him, but I missed him. All right, session's about to close up. That means it'll be time for us to line up our 20 drivers. Get ready for 60. What should be very intense laps around this speedway. Officially 3/8 of a mile. Our air temperature, or track temperature, excuse me, 115 degrees, so it is hot and it is already slick on a track that does not have a lot of grip. 89 degrees, 60% humidity. We got partly cloudy skies and that wind blowing across there at about 7 miles an hour. So we'll get ready to run down the starting grid for feature. And we think that this front row of Blake Stallings and Dale Garrett may not be at the front, but we're waiting to see here because I do know that Perry said he was starting P2. He is going to go up there. Wes Whitfield has rolled around. So things a little out of order, but it was Stallings and Garrett supposed to be 1-2. They are not now. I think it's going to be Payne and Perry 1-2, and we're looking. Where is Alan Payne at? Looks like he's coming.
All right, man. Lights you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Getting everybody lined up where they're supposed to be. Perry on the outside of that front row. I'm still waiting for the inside row to get to me. And it's going to be the 88 of Matt Eddy onto the pole next to Andrew Perry. Alan Payne inside of row number 2, and he will have Dale Garrett on his outside. And then Nick Baker and Wes Whitfield in the third row. Let's see what that does behind us. Nope, still not going to be right. Jesse Thomas, Caleb Sanford, Marvin Turnmeyer, Jay Powell, Brad Lawson, and Austin DeMore back there in 11th and 12th. So I think the pace truck's about to get out of the way. We're going green.
Green flag.
60 laps underway here from South Boston. Short Track Showdown Series round number 1. AMP grading Demolition season opener. And caution in turn number 2. Maybe Brandon Yates had a problem. Let's get down here close, take a look. Yates may be caught up in what happened in front of him. And he is. Oh, that was Moore's car that actually ended up being right in the middle of that. Let's go see what happened to Greg. Just jostling for positions. Gets a little bump from behind. Brunner got in the back of him. And then he gets creamed right in the door. And Brunner ends up down on the apron. That's why there were 3 cars down there on that apron or stopped. So Perry fell into second. He minimized his damage as Matt Eddy grabbed the lead real quick off the start. Payne was third. Garrett, Baker, Thomas, Whitfield, Sanford, Turnmeyer, and Powell were our top 10 when the caution fell. I think all my chat's going over to oh yeah, all my chat was going across the way. And now I'm getting a lot of it. Yeah, and I'm catching up to everybody on YouTube. Yeah, it was all going over to Zach's chat feed. That's all right. Zach needs the company. So we're going to get ready to get back to green here pretty quick. I think they're straightening everything out at the back of the field right now. Somehow Blake Stallings is showing 5 laps down. Well, former back up, ready to go green out of 4 this time. Same front row, Eddie and Perry. Same second row with Payne and Garrett.
Green flag, green flag.
And the green flag back in the air. And Matt Eddie grabs the lead once again right off the bat. And he is going to jump out about a half a second on these guys. We'll watch the battle for third right here. Garrett's on the high side. Payne up the inside. Well, Jocelyn behind that. I saw a car I thought get a little sideways, but it looks like Dale Garrett will grab third. Payne back to fourth. Nick Baker has secured fifth. And then Stallings, off of being 5 laps down, goes back to 6th. Jesse Thomas in 7th. He's side by side with Wes Whitfield. And we've seen this before, these two side by side last season. A lot of good racing. You can see cars just a little bit free through the centers of the corners. Watch them tires. They're back and forth that left front. Grabbing the car, keeping it square underneath it. Whitfield up in the marbles. That'll slow him way down. Should let Thomas get around him. And Whitfield with a good fight off the top side. Got up in the marbles. Scrubbed him right off. Now he gives up the spot, gives up a second spot as he gets in the marbles one more time, gives up a third as Turnmeyer flies by, move him back to 10th. And DeMore already ready to jump on the open door, but he closes it. So keep Whitfield in 10th. We'll go back to the front because that battle is going to heat up real fast here with Andrew Perry already eating up about 0.2 of the seconds of the lead that Eddie got right off the start. Our caution laps do not count, guys. So you saw the lap counter just going up, up, up. It reset when we went back to the green, went back to the last green lap completed. We're coming up on 9 in, working 10. Right here, only the one caution. Everybody's gotten single file. Let's get back here about 11th place. Austin DeMore still trailing Wes Whitfield. Then Lawson is in the 12th spot. Jay Powell here in 13th. Adam Vinny up a couple of spots. He's up to 14th. And Vinny's a late bloomer. He'll come on the last half of the race for sure. Ecker tucked in behind that. And then McLaughlin, Brunner, Moore, Hines, and Yates bringing up the rear with that caved-in nose. He'll wait until he has to get tires or another caution. Go in and get all that fixed and come out. Probably a pretty quick race car in the 28. While we were looking at the back of the field, looks like the gap started to open back up. Matt Eddy extends it back out to nearly half a second. Third place, Dale Garrett closing in on the 33 of Andrew Perry. Alan Payne still holding down the 4th spot. He's going to leave the door open 1 foot too far. And Nick Baker is going to stick that in. Caution behind. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I'm going to say Jay Powell might be in this, but he may not be the caution. I know Turnmeyer was in. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, Turnmeyer was in this. I didn't think that it was... Yeah, I didn't think that it was Turnmeyer's deal, but apparently he was, or I thought he got caught up at the end. Apparently it was him in the middle of it. So we'll go take a look at that. May not have been to his doing. Oh, car in front of him checked up. Yeek. Yeah. Yeah, that's a chain reaction right there. You got a parking lot now down the backstretch. So they'll get that all cleaned up. So many red cars, you're not sure which one is actually in it. I know Powell's car. Not red, but he was part of it. Sanford was in there as well. I think Cole Eckert may be part of this. As they're going to get the damage fixed, get him back out. He'll go to the back of the field. So about 15 laps in, it's still Eddie Perry, Garrett Payne, and Baker the top 5. Stallings, Whitfield, DeMore, Lawson, and Brunner the top 10. I thought Moore was in that. No, he was not. He doesn't have the red car anymore. He has the white car now. He was 11th. Then McLaughlin was 12th. And a little more sorting needed here. Cars coming out of the pits, not in the right positions, and they'll fix the back of the field for us. Long ways to go here. Turnmeyer still in there. Barry Hines right there in the 57. That is your 13th and 14th place drivers. Then Jesse Thomas in 15th, Jay Powell, Cole Ecker, Brandon Yates, Adam Vinny, who was part of that, inadvertently part of it, back towards the back of the field. Ready to go back to green. Still 45 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Matt Eddy with a great start once again. Let's go back here in Blake Stallings' car and watch. From the driver cam, you can see what these guys are dealing with. He went from the top to the bottom in a barely wide enough opening right there to get that car in. Now trying to make a pass. That's going to move him up to the 6th spot as he trails Wes Whitfield and caution once again as Greg Moore has a problem. So let's go see what Greg Moore's problem is here. Greg Moore, the 10 car. Oh, a little tap from Brunner and then Hines into the back. He got into the car in front of him, and that that'll slow you up enough the guy behind you can get in the back of you pretty easy, as tight as the racing quarters are here. Well, so our action's slowed once again. And you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. It's inevitable. Couple of drivers running down pit road. I think that's more to check for damage than anything. Oh, tire change on the 28 car. Maybe they'll get that nose pulled out. Looks like they've done as good a job as they possibly can to get the nose pulled out on that car. Get him back out there.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
So we'll go around one more time and they'll turn the lights off. The back of the field getting squared away one more time. This time the lights go off on the pace vehicle. We'll be going back to green. Still. Matt Eddy out in front. Now Andrew Perry in a fight. Trying to hang on to the second spot, but on the top side, Dale Garrett in a 72 car. Putting up a pretty good fight. Try to keep that spot for himself. I think the top, if he doesn't lose the back end of the car, it's only a matter of time before that 72 clears the 33, and we'll have a new second place runner this evening. And there it is. Now he'll bring that car right back to the bottom. Roll them corners. Wes Whitfield with a good charge. Now up to the fourth spot. Nick Baker up to fifth. Kind of following right in his tire tracks until now. Now he pulls to the inside. These two have done battle many times over the last couple of seasons here in the MARS series. So those of you used to watching these two series, you've seen these cars side by side numerous times. And they may stay that way for a number of laps, as both drivers are very capable. Baker now, clear-cut advantage. He takes the spot away. Move Baker to fourth, Whitfield to fifth. Austin DeMoore on a nice charge through the field. Up 9 positions. He started 15th. And he's not done. He's looking for more. He goes to the top side on Whitfield. Wasn't able to make that work. DeMoore. Since he got out of the 3 car and changed over to the 7, it was like flicking a switch. He got fast. He's won a couple of times on both series. And that black car, something to keep your eye on with that bright orange number 7 on it. Good battle. Stallings right behind these guys, and he is just looking for the opening. There goes DeMoore around Whitfield. Now Stallings in the 77 working the inside of the 07, and tucked in behind that the 45 of Alan Payne. So Whitfield caught on the high side. It looks like his left front fender is mashed in right in front of the tire. I don't know when that happened. It could be affecting the handling a little bit just because it's putting pressure right there. He's going to give up another spot now, try to get himself into the open slot between Payne and Brad Lawson. Lawson, the 63 car. That's your 9th place runner. Then McLaughlin into that 10th and final top 10 spot. Turnbuyer right behind him, but Matt Eddy still out in front. He's just not gaining anything on Garrett. Those two now have a second lead over Andrew Perry and Nick Baker. And a pretty good gap to Austin DeMoore. Looks like about 0.6 of a second. DeMoore starting to get away from Stallings for a second. Slid the back end, opened the door, and Stallings drives it deep into 3 and 4. Not able to make it stick. DeMoore goes right back to it. That battle in front of them two starting to heat up. As Baker got Perry up off the bottom, took the inside line, and takes the spot. Move Baker into third. Perry is still fourth. I don't know how long that's going to last. If he can't keep the door closed down here, DeMoore is going to get right there as well. And DeMore tried to go in on the bottom, got the car a little out of shape. Tried to force the issue and put the left sides down on the flat. Now he's going to have to regroup, re-attack. Maybe with a little different strategy, because Stallings is trying to muscle him up off the bottom and take that fifth spot away. Closing in on halfway. We'll go back and look at the battle for the front. This is 1.7 seconds, and now all that gone as we got caution towards the back. Did we click off the wrong car? Oh yeah, right when we clicked off, DeMore got in the back of Perry, and Stallings got in the back of him and got him turned sideways. Nobody hit him. Doesn't look like there's really any serious damage. So we'll slow things down. Just under 25 laps to go. I'm reading some of the chat. I don't know how long it has been up there, but that's pretty entertaining, guys. Keep it up. That's pretty good stuff. All right, so we're looking at Matt Eddy, Dale Garrett, Nick Baker, Andrew Perry, and Blake Stallings, our top 5 currently. Alan Payne, Wes Whitfield, Brad Lawson, Sean McLaughlin, and Jay Powell making up our top 10. Several cars have taken it to pit road. I think this is going to be for fresh skin and to get any kind of damage they had fixed. I see Marvin Turnmeyer in the 16 took his machine to pit road. Jay Powell, the 18 car.
Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
I see John Brunner. Caleb Sanford. We're still on pit road. Marvin Turnmeyer, the last car to roll off pit road. He is now 18th. Well, yeah, Ivan, I think you're right. He's got a ways to go. Green flag back in the air. 24 laps remaining. Season opener for the Short Track Showdown Series. South Boston Speedway. Caution. Quick caution. This time Jesse Thomas possibly. And we'll go see what happened to the Eckrich number 10. A little squeeze, a little right hook. Oh, my. Heavy hit. Heavy hit right there. So side by side, getting in the corner, and I'm not sure where Jesse was supposed to go, but I know where he went. Yeah, Beard's gone since shots fired. Where is he running right now? Oh, where is that 11 from? Yeah, he's about 13th right now. Cars on pit road. That's the 8 of Ecker. He was the car that was on the outside in that whole deal. And you can see the front end of that is mangled. Jesse Thomas's car just a little ways in front. And that car in worse shape. So Sanford officially out. Brunner is 1 lap down. And he is back on the racing surface. Thomas on pit road. And Ecker still in the pits. So they'll get it sorted out, get everybody lined back up, and maybe the last 23 laps, we can see them new tires on some of these guys that are closer to the back. So go back here, 11th and 12th. Looks like DeMoore and Vinny. Yates is back there as well. Then Moore and Turnmeyer. Those were cars that have been on track for new tires recently. As we get back to green with 23 to go. And Matt Eddy once again right to the front. The battle will be for second. Last time Garrett was able to make it work off the top. We'll see if he can do it again. This time, Perry trying to really hug the bottom, get the roll through, and find some bite off, and we're going to go back to yellow. This time, Barry Hines, the 57 car, I think, is going to be in trouble. Moore, and that was Yates, and then he gets some help. Boy, Brunner just can't be in the right place at the right time. He just seems to find everybody else having issues, so... Hines will rejoin the back of the field. So we just get started, and then we got to pause. Well, Ivan, there's not a whole lot of passing going on the last few minutes here because we've been, unfortunately, under the yellow flag. Caution number 6. After a pretty good start to things, we've had a little yellow fever here, kind of in the middle of this thing. Maybe we can get that to go away. The guys that went and got tires would really like to see that because they'd like to see these fresh skins come into play, maybe carve their way through the field a little bit. Eddie, Garrett, Perry, Baker, and Payne still the top 5. Stallings, Lawson, Whitfield, McLaughlin, and Powell. Then DeMoore, Vinny, Turnmeyer, Moore, Yates, Ecker, and Hines. Brunner's a lap down. He's the 18th car actually on track. Thomas and Stanford on the hook to the trailer. Pieces and parts being loaded up. They just can't go anywhere till this thing is over. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Hope you're enjoying the show. I've seen some chatter. Like I said, a lot of it is going next door over to Zach's booth, but that is okay. I hope if you're watching both streams that Zach is as entertaining. He does a great job. Young kid, and he has really parlayed his use of being able to come here and hone his skills into his real life track announcing because he announces for 2 or 3 speedways in his hometown area. I know Beaver Dam is one of those, and he has gotten some accolades for that. We're very proud of Zach. Well, we're back to green flag racing with 21 laps remaining in the season opener for the Short Track Showdown Series, and Matt Eddy started on the pole, and he has led every single lap, and he does not waste time, grabbing right onto the front again, trying to get away from that battle for second, which this one may be a little more short-lived than the last couple of restarts, as Garrett powers around the top side and takes it away from Andrew Perry. Baker still in the 4th spot, and Alan Payne is still back here in 5th. Side by side with Lawson and Wes Whitfield. That is a 7th and 8th place battle. And Lawson on the inside. Looks like he's going to take the spot away. Can McLaughlin follow him through, and it looks like he's going to try as Whitfield trapped on the top side. And Whitfield's car just not performing on the outside at all right now, as he has gotten stuck up there a couple of times, and each time has gone backward. Austin DeMore tucked right in behind McLaughlin. He's going to try to keep the train going and keep Whitfield on the outside as we have caution once again. This time looks like maybe Brandon Yates and John Brunner have a meeting of the minds right in front of Barry Hines. And Brunner. Oh, Yates got a little free. Brunner just not in the right place at the right time. And it just seems like he's there a lot. And most of this just car position at the wrong moment, because Yates got the back end of that thing a little out of shape. And when he grabbed it up, Brunner was already in that space. So let's cycle them through. Eddie, Garrett, Perry, Baker, Payne, the top five. Stallings, Lawson, Whitfield, McLaughlin, DeMore, Turnmeyer, Powell, Vinny, Moore, Hines, Ecker. Then Brunner at the back, a couple laps down, at least one, and he is 17th. Everybody else kind of off the track tonight. Laps are winding down. We are going to have about 15 or 16 to go here when we go back to green. Yellow fever still running rampant right now. But it has been all about Eddie, and he has seized control from the very start of this thing and not relinquished it for just even a split second. Hadn't even been really challenged. I think about 0.2 of a second is as close as anybody's been. That was Andrew Perry very, very early. We'll talk to the top three. And here comes Brunner getting his lap back very late in this one, but John Brunner getting waved around. So that'll put everybody that's on track on the lead lap. Eckert, Yates, Thomas, and Sanford, all retirees. Getting the one to go signal this time.
All right, man.
And they wave it off once again.
This time we are not going green.
Back of the field still a little discombobulated. It's week one, guys. You got to give them a little bit of leeway here. New season, new drivers in a new series. Give everybody a chance to get their faculties about them, figure out how things work. By next week, it'll all be smooth as silk. It's always this way. 30 years of doing this stuff, and I have not seen week one be perfect for anybody yet. So, all right, lights are off on the pace truck. I'm pretty sure we're going green this time. Have not gotten a signal otherwise. 16 circuits remain. Can Matt Eddy hang on? He can't if he blinks out like that. Woo! What a time for that to start happening.
Green flag.
The green flag back in the air as they're in the start zone. Garrett quickly slams the door on Perry. He wants to focus on the car out front, not the car on the inside. And he drops it down quickly in front of Perry. Perry now having to fend off Nick Baker. But Matt Eddy gonna have company, because here comes Dale Garrett. Garrett closes right in. He's gonna start being the car to put the first pressure on the 88, and we'll see what Matt Eddy's got left in this thing. Out of 3 and 4. Round to the front stretch one more time. 13 laps remaining. Garrett is there. He is a lot quicker right in that section, almost the center to the last third of the corner. Just cannot get the line to force Matt Eddy to get off of the bottom. And he may have to try to go do it on the top, and Eddy may start using up a little bit more racetrack. Now pulls alongside, pass for the lead on the top. Can it happen? Late in this one, we're coming around. It'll be 10 to go. You got a new leader heading into turn 3. Does it hold coming out of 4, getting back to the stripe, and he is clear by car length. Dale Garrett takes things over with 10 laps remaining off the top side. And for the first time tonight, in 51 laps, a new leader emerges. As we will go and see, looks like maybe Austin DeMoore has had more issues. He was on the outside of McLaughlin. Through the exit, a little door-to-door contact. That's going to catch up Turnmeyer. And DeMoore is going to be able to continue, but it took 51 laps for somebody other than Matt Eddy to lead here, and now Dale Garrett is on the point with inside 10 to go. And we'll see if that changes things at all, because Baker I'm looking for the 33 car here, folks, and I am baffled that Mr. Perry is as far back as I'm being shown that he is. I do not know what happened to Andrew Perry. We will have to check on that. But he was running third. Now he is running 8th. And he picked a really bad time to pit if that was a choice. So with about 9 remaining, Garrett, the new leader, Eddy second, Baker third, Payne, Stallings fourth and fifth, Perry, Lawson, Whitfield, McLaughlin, and Vinny, your top 10. Austin DeMoore bringing the 7 car back out. He'll have to join the back of the field.
Man, lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
I believe that is for the 7 car down on that apron-ish entry out of turn 2 right there. He was trying to join the back of the field, had to stop, let the field get by, and I think that triggered that caution coming back up. But they'll show him the 1 to go. We should be able to get it done this time around. There's only 9 laps remaining. And we'll see if Dale Garrett gets the same kind of starts that Matt Eddy was, and if Eddy can get one and maybe grab this lead back.
Green, green, green.
Not to be. Garrett perfect on the restart. Eddy stuck on the high side, but he's going to be able to grab second, as Perry just did not get going on the bottom, or Nick Baker, excuse me, did not get going on the bottom at all. I've been so used to the whole race, Andrew Perry being right there. He is back to 6th now. But we're going to go right back to the front. 7 to go, this time out of turn number 4. And Garrett saved his car perfectly. patiently aggressive is about the only way I can describe it, because he kept pressure in that top 3 the entire race, and he sprung the trap when it was time, went around the high side, took the lead. It looks like he is going to set sail and run away with this thing right here in the closing laps. The wave lap coming up this time. Caution. Gonna fly. Caution. Jay Powell looks like is going to be our guy here. The 18 car. He is tucked tight between McLaughlin and Moore. Goes to the high side. Oh, no. He just ended up being in the middle of something else. I don't know what started that. I'm not sure. Let's get up here a little closer to the front. Let me find this one. I don't know if he's in it. Oh, yeah, Stallings. Payne got Stallings on the left rear corner. That's a stack up, a pile up, and drivers going everywhere. That's what triggered our caution. So we were coming around to get the wave lap. And I believe, should Sweden make it, we'll still have 6 to go. We'll check that and make sure. I don't think that count on the screen is correct right now, but we'll double check it. We'll make sure. And it is confirmed. We will have 5 laps remaining when we go back to green. Garrett, Eddie Baker, Whitfield, McLaughlin, Moore, Brunner, Turnmeyer, Hines, Stallings. Oh, Stallings is crawling back through the field. Okay. All the way up to 5th. 4th. Wow. Okay. Now we're totally confused about who's running where. But it does look like it's Garrett, Eddie, Baker, Stallings, Perry, Whitfield, McLaughlin, Moore, Brunner, and Turnmeyer. And those 2 are going to swap back and forth. So it's Brunner 9th and Turnmeyer 10th. And, you know, John Brunner just got a lap back 2 cautions ago. Put him on the lead lap, and he went from about 16th or 17th. He's inside the top 10, so perfect timing to get that lap back. Field doubled up. Will this be the final restart? I think it could be. Can Garrett get another great restart like he did the last time? Or does Matt Eddy have one great start from the outside in his bag? Out of 4 into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. And it looks like Garrett able to clear Eddy, but not by much. Nick Baker hanging on in 3rd. Stallings still 4th. Whitfield is now 5th. So Wes Whitfield with a nice recovery late in this one on the top side. We saw him go backwards up there from a mid-race point on, and now he's making a good charge back through. 3 laps remaining. Top 4 are broken away. Whitfield still battling with Andrew Perry over the 5th and 6th spots. Perry's going to get turned. He's going to the infield. He's going to keep the car out of the way. 2 laps remaining. Battle. Oh, the battle just shaped up for 2nd and 3rd, and we're going to have to do it all over again. Payne, Brunner, and DeMoore look like they were all in, whatever this is. Oh, Alan Payne gets right into the back of John Brunner. Brunner got turned around by somebody. Oh, he got up the hill a little bit and got himself right hooked right there off the nose of Turnmeyer's car. I don't think it was anything that Marvin could do. And that started a little bit of a reaction. So we'll re-rack it. Green, white, checker. And we'll do it again. The battle for second was really getting interesting. I was just coming back to it because Matt Eddy had just left enough room for Nick Baker to get his nose in there, and he got up alongside. And I thought Baker might be able to do it in the last 2 laps. So we'll see if he can make that materialize again. So Powell is 10th, Vinny in 9th, Lawson 8th, McLaughlin 7th, Moore 6th, Whitfield is 5th, Stallings is 4th, Baker 3rd, Eddy 2nd. Right now, Dale Garrett holding things down at the front.
Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
As we are waiting, I think a couple cars at the back maybe been a little out of, being a little bit out of sorts. And we're trying to get somebody, Yates, waved around. So get everybody back on the lead lap for the last couple of circuits here. Pace truck out of the way. Garrett quickly to the throttle, and he'll grab the lead. Can Matt Eddy hold off Nick Baker? He gets down in front of him. Back to the front. White flag coming out this time. Next time around, that is all she wrote. The top 3 single file battle, 4th and 5th. That's Stallings and Whitfield side by side. But Dale Garrett took the lead with 10 laps remaining, and he is going to hold on and win the season opener for the Short Track Showdown Series. Matt Eddy and Nick Baker 2nd and 3rd. Stallings and Whitfield, your top 5. Unofficially. Get the top 3 around, get them over here on the front stretch. We'll start grabbing our drivers and trying to chat with them. I'm pretty sure I saw Matt somewhere. And we'll get everybody in here at some point. Hopefully they know the drill. But we'll get Nick Baker in here for sure. Nick Baker, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Roger. How you doing?
I am doing pretty good, man. Look like things got a little rough out there towards the end of this one. Tell us about that 60-lap feature.
Man, that was a rough race. I don't know if you saw it, but Perry and I were beating and banging. It was just beating and banging all over. It was a fun race, though, for when it lasted, and I had a blast there.
Well, the truth is that kind of sounds to me a lot like South Boston Speedway, beating and banging.
Yeah, it's how South Boston is. It's just so narrow. There's nowhere to go. There's no way to pass there unless getting on that apron. It's just real tough track here.
Well, we did see the lead get taken on the high side. So there's just nothing up there for the 89 car tonight. You had to keep her down on the bottom?
Yeah, I'm like a kid on training wheels. If I don't run that apron, I can't run the track. So I like running the bike with training wheels still. I still use the rails and bowling. I don't like trying anything other than the bottom.
Well, an awesome run, man. You started the season off with the top 3 here. What do you think a little momentum. Maybe we'll see some consistency out of the 89 this season.
You'll see the same thing you always see. You'll talk to me every week in here in P3, and it's always going to be Reed and somebody else out in front of me. So it's the same thing every week. I'm just hoping to have some fun and at least be somewhat competitive.
You know, if there's two things I love in a race car driver, I will tell you this. It is honesty, and I love optimism from a race car driver. You said third, and it's always going to be Reed and somebody. So you're optimistic about that, and I appreciate that greatly, man. Give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we are going to let you celebrate a hard-earned podium finish tonight.
First, I'd like to thank my girlfriend for, again, letting me do this, not giving me too much of a hard time for taking all this time off to make my race. CNG Plumbing's a big supporter. And finally, I'd like to say a quick prayer for Reed's recovery after his shoulder surgery and hope that all is well with him. And I'd like to thank Marv for running the league.
Well, if you want to get a really good chuckle, you go back to the very beginning of the broadcast and watch, and you're going to get a really good chuckle. I did not throw a prayer out for him necessarily. But what I did throw out will make you laugh, and you let me know next week.
I got it. I will. I'll see you next week, Roger. I appreciate it again.
I appreciate you, Nick. Congrats on a great run. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Have a good one.
Good night, buddy. Nick Baker in third. I do not have my second-place driver, Matt Eddy, in Discord to talk to him. And I really want to talk to the top two tonight because that was a great race up there. And Matt, first 50 laps, run, and then one restart and 2 laps later, and he was just fighting to get it back. So I would really like to talk to him about that, but they're not here for me to talk to, and that makes my job very, very difficult. I think we possibly could have the winner. Oops. So let's try that. Let's see if we got Dale Garrett. No, that's Matt Eddy. Ha, 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 that's funny. I just thought we had the other guy, and we don't. So let me put that all back the way I had it. Now we'll get him in here. There's Matt Eddy. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to talk to you about your second-place run tonight, man. That was a heck of a first 50 laps. What happened?
We just ended up a bit too tight. Probably a bit too much of a pace early. It's part of why I don't like starting on the pole.
Hard to know what the pace is behind you.
Yep. Those guys just had a little bit more turn in the center than I had to really check up and hold the bottom tight to roll it good. But other than that, it was a good race. You had a bit of cautions there for a bit, but some decent runs.
Yeah, and it looked like I wasn't expecting. I asked Andrew Perry in the pre-race if he thought the top might be a place to go and start passing people because he has some real-life experience here, and he did not think that was going to happen. You lost the lead off the top. Was that a surprise?
No, because I saw how much pace Dale had, and I knew that was probably the best way I had to hold him off was to lead him the top and let him work up there because if he was getting a good run and if he got under me, I wasn't going to be able to do anything with him.
Well, we've seen plenty of great racing out of this 88 car in the previous season. Missed a few races. Can we expect to see you each and every week?
I'll make the ones I can. I probably miss a couple at least, but I'm planning on trying to hit a lot of them.
Well, we look forward to seeing the Nationwide Auto Parts 88 machine more up on the podium, maybe even a step higher the next time we see you out here. But give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate a great run tonight.
Thanked Marv for putting on this series. He puts a lot of work into this stuff, and he does a good job and runs a good series. So I like racing with him.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats again, and I'll look forward to seeing you back real soon.
Yep, sounds good.
Mr. Matt Eddy running second this evening, and unfortunately, I haven't seen our winner, and I really wanted to talk to that guy because he made a great move on the top, took the lead, had to fend off about 4 restarts, and I'm going to give him just a few more seconds to get in here before we move on and do our closing tonight, but I'd really like to talk to Dale Garrett because that was, he kept that car in the top 3 all night long. He fought hard for second, made a concerted effort on a restart to get second, and then went after the leader. And once he got there, he made quick work of getting around him. And I just wanted to see how he was able to keep that pace and still keep tires enough on the car. I just don't see him anywhere in my chat. Oh, wait. Where is he? Where is he? Where's he hiding? I am looking for you, Dale. I swear I'm looking to find you. I'm going to do something. And I am going to try to just find a way to directly link you where I'm at. Man. Can you get in the waiting room right here, Dale? Below the booth? Okay, I see that you joined the server. Hey, Marvin.
Hold on, buddy.
Hey, I can't find Dale. He says he's in here. There he is. There he's in here. Let me talk to our winner tonight, buddy. There he is. I finally get to see Dale Garrett in here. Man, thanks for joining us, Dale. Great run tonight. I got to ask you, you stayed in the top 3. You battled hard with Andrew Perry for a long time there. How'd you keep tires enough on the car to make a pass on the outside for the win?
Yeah, I knew if I just kept the pressure on him and he kept blocking the bottom, and I knew if I just kept the pressure on him that eventually he'd either miss the bottom or I could sneak to the outside, and we were able to do that. That first half of the race, I really wasn't going that hard. I was just trying to keep the tires under it, not trying to slide the right rear or drive in too deep and burn the right front up. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. He left just enough hole on the outside for me to squeeze by, and I felt like the outside was underused all night. You could really make some time up there, so it's pretty cool.
Well, it looked like as soon as you got to second, clear and concisely, you didn't waste any time getting up there to the 88 car, and you made short work on the outside on him for the lead. Had to fend him off a couple of times on restarts. He was pretty good all night on the restarts. And when it counted, you did the same thing. Any nerves about maybe he was going to catch a good restart and be able to hold you on the outside?
He drove a great race. I knew that if I could get away from him, then it should be pretty smooth sailing. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I've raced with Matt for a long time. Actually, this is my first sim race in probably a year, maybe even more. Had to break out the 10mm wrench and tighten all the bolts back up in the sim. But yeah, it was pretty awesome to come out here and play. Been running with Marvin for a long time. Appreciate him for keeping me around and checking in every once in a while. So yeah, hopefully, barring my horrendous school schedule because I'm about to graduate college, but hopefully we can make a majority of this season. That's the plan anyway.
That's pretty awesome for not racing for over a year. Now, I don't normally do this on a broadcast because I'm not that kind of guy, but I'm going to call you out a little bit. There is no one on planet Earth that just randomly has a 10mm socket or wrench just laying around. So I'm going to throw a brown flag on your story there a little bit, buddy.
Well, I had to go out in the toolbox and grab one, but yeah, luckily it was there. So
that's awesome, man. Well, give me a few shout outs, some thank yous, and man, we're gonna let's celebrate a great way to open the season.
Yeah, I just want to thank my brother. He'd be here tonight, but he's down in the Dominican Republic enjoying himself, so that's cool. But
well, nobody likes him.
Hopefully he'll be around for a few events this season. But yeah, thanks to Marv for keeping this thing going. Like I said, I've been running with Marvin since I was 16 years old, and I'm 22 now. So best coach in the world, helped me a lot even on the real life side. So thanks to him for keeping this around. Thanks to Matt for running me clean, tight but clean. Also been running with Matt for a long time, and And thank you for hosting this broadcast.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great win, and we will look forward to seeing the 72 machine back weekly.
Thank you.
That's your winner, folks. Dale Garrett. Real quickly before I talk to Marvin Turnmeyer. Oh, and he is going to bail real fast, but I real quickly wanted to look at the results. I said that like I truly meant it, because for whatever reason that didn't even show up. Nope. For some reason I'm not getting my results out of this. That's frustrating. What we do know is Garrett, Eddie, Baker, Stallings, and Whitfield in the top 5. And then Moore, McLaughlin, Powell, Vinny, Payne, Turnmeyer, Brunner, Perry, DeMore, Lawson, Yates, Hines, Eckert, Thomas, and Sanford are top 20 for this evening. Round number 1 in the books was a good one. Little yellow fever towards the end, but like I told you guys in the broadcast, week 1 of any league, I don't care how many seasons they've run in the past, you're always going to have bumps and bruises. These guys will get that stuff worked out, and by the time we get around here for round number 2 next week, it will be a lot cleaner and a lot smoother show. I think the South Boston is what kept us having to extend the cautions tonight to get cars in the right positions. As soon as we get Marvin back in here, we'll chat with him about those things real quick before we close things up tonight. But great start to the season. Good to see a new face come in and win a race in this thing, and that should set the tone to start a great thing. I see Marvin is back in the channel. Welcome back, Marvin. We were just going over a few things to close things up tonight, and we were going to ask you your thoughts about kicking off a new season here at South Boston this evening.
Well, I'll tell you, I was really excited to see 20 drivers show up tonight. I actually expect we'll see a few more than that on a regular basis this season. So excited for that. You know, maybe South Boston wasn't the best choice to open the season. It is the tight little bull rings, pretty narrow. Very, very hot tonight. Cars were an absolute handful, which usually makes for pretty good racing. And yeah, despite the yellow fever at the end, I really think the front half of the field was really good. From about 9th on back, it was a bit of a bird's nest, and it was just really, really hard to complete a pass. So we were running a lot of double file and everything. But overall, I think it was a good opening night. We got a few little things to clean up. You know, all the wrecks there on the final lap. You know, we're going to go through, review those, and try to get some people settled down for the next race. But really looking forward to Nashville next week. Congrats to Dale. Me and him's going to have a talk, making me feel so old. But other than that, I think we had a pretty good night.
Well, then I won't tell you. Well, you know what I will tell you. I was going to remind him just how old you were when he said he's been with you for 6 years. I say, well, dadgum, he's been here way longer than that. He's an old man on iRacing. So I didn't do that. I did it now just with you. I'm an old guy too. I've been here. I was here before it was actually iRacing. So, what's that? 18 years now. So yeah, I've been around a long time too, my friend.
Well, brother, let me tell you, if you think Dale was good, wait till you see his older brother.
Is that the one in the DR? He's down in the Dominican Republic right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like him because he got to go on vacation in the middle of the winter.
Jason is an absolute beast when he's in the sim, and back in the day he was almost impossible to beat. And you know, he's taught Dale a lot. You know, Dale has been racing legend cars now for 3 seasons, and he was the owner Speedway track champion in his 2nd year of racing. So the kid's got a lot of talent, and you know, his brother's taught him well. His brother's a former track champion over there as well, and it was nice having drivers come out. You know, obviously Blake Stallings tonight with us is a NASCAR late model stock racer down in the Carolinas. He done a heck of a job tonight as well. It's nice that we're kind of getting some higher profile guys in here, so we can put on a better show for the fans and the broadcast.
Well, and we appreciate that greatly. It was a pretty good show. Like I said, we had a little bit of yellow fever, but that's expected week 1 of any league in any season. Doesn't matter if it's season 1 or season 100. Too many new faces together, and guys just don't know how other guys drive, stuff like that. We have the same discussion every single league, and it'll get cleaned up pretty quick because the guys will figure each other out. And everybody wants to have fun. Nobody wants to ride around under caution, so they'll do it on their own for the most part. But good start to the season. We're looking forward to round number 2.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll see you there.
All right. Thank you for chatting, Marvin. Marvin Turnmeyer, he kind of runs things around here, and it's good to talk to him. I'm waiting for his partner to come back. We're going to get some more graphics and stuff going for you guys. So there's a lot more going on in the shows. We appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. We hope you enjoyed the show. It was a pretty good start to the season. Don't forget about Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern. Netcode Esports Mighty Midget Series. Double shows. Those guys have been doing double shows. I've been doing their shows for a while, and it's been a double show for the last 3 seasons, I think. And they put on a heck of a deal over there. Be sure you tune in for that. And then Sunday night, Mars back in action with the same pavement late model cars, and it's a sister series. These guys run this kind of in conjunction with each other. These guys get plenty of racing in, believe me. And those guys are going to go back and forth. They're going to go pavement, dirt with the late model, and the dirt limited late model, I believe, is the other car. So on Sunday nights, you're going to get alternating weeks of pavement and dirt. And then we'll turn right back around on Monday evenings and go right back to the Big Block Modified Monday Night Thunder series with the Dirt Slingers guys. Starting Sunday. All 4 nights of racing. So be sure you tune in for them all. If you haven't already, like, share, follow on the Facebook page, Twitch, Trovo, and YouTube. Click subscribe. Every time we go live. I want to say thank you to all of you. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to cover this stuff without all these fantastic leagues. There is nothing for us to do. So thanks to everybody that's involved in all of that, giving us a opportunity to be in front of you every week. Until we see you guys the next time, keep the rough side down.